Hello there, ladies, gentlemen, and unicorns. The audio might be a bit too hot. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I just reset up my computer because reasons. And of course, the volume is now all messed up. This is why I'm opting for a very mellow, chill Bob Ross kind of voice until I decreased the input volume of the microphone. Oh, we have two microphones now. That is peculiar. Okay, I think we should be good. Yes, we still have audio. Hello, everyone. Hope you can still hear me, but it's not clipping anymore. The audio does sound a bit hot. Good to know. At least I noticed and didn't went on a diatribe, and then people were screaming at me in the chat that their ears were bleeding and I was again talking into the camera without looking at the actual levels. Hello, everyone. And Frank, congratulations on flawless victory when it comes to the pop quiz, and Cursibu a very close second with 3/4 of the questions answered correctly. I mean, by now I should opt to include more questions there. Okay, fine now, says Frank, but yes, it was clipping earlier. Okay, good. This is what the big red bar means with the microphone. I thought it was a Knight Rider scanner memorial display or something. No, it's at least this time I caught it. So I noticed, I think Cursibu, wasn't it you, who had the most used emote on Twitch was the technical difficulties one. And I know on what channel you might have used it the most. Hello, everyone. Yes, as you probably have seen in the notification and whatever the stream where it has its little title, it's going to be about DOSember, and I got the official t-shirt. And the cool thing about this t-shirt is yours truly is on the list of streamers who are officially streaming for the DOSember, and I have a little what's the word? A little riddle. It's not a riddle. It's a hidden object well, it's not actually that hidden. I have a video of the backside of my shirt, so you can see if you can spot good old Pixel Prophecy's name there. And quiz is harder on 160p resolution, says Cursiboo. Oh, is the resolution again the bitrate problematic? I think. I mean, I'm streaming at 6.5 kilobits per second. That is 3 times the amount allowed. I'm just making up numbers now, but maybe I want to decrease it to 5,000 kilobits per second. Maybe that will help in some way, because the bitrate graph that I have here in Twitch is of a unhealthy red throughout. I mean, the kilobits checks out when it comes to the numbers, but I mean, I don't like that the bitrate is presented in red and not in a good old healthy blue, as your complexion should usually be when you're very healthy. So maybe next week, if I don't forget, I will decrease the bitrate to 5 megabits mega by about 1,500 blorbs. So megabits per second. That's BPS. Yeah, my brain is crapping out again. Okay. No, you're okay. It was my choice. Oh, okay. Anyway, I mean, this face doesn't need that much bandwidth. I'm not that wrinkly, otherwise it would get lost in the compression. So hopefully we should be good then. And Frank says that he doesn't tend to use emotes on Twitch. I think last year my most used emote was used twice. I mean, that's still more often than 0 times. So I'm glad that you found apparently some excuse to use an emote. I mean, of course you don't have to, but it's always fun to see the emote where I thought, yeah, technical difficulties. I mean, that's not really an emotion. My emotion is technical difficulties. Who's ever going to use it? Anyway, talking about technical difficulties, right, I said I had to reset up my PC prior to this stream, and I was expecting the worst, and apparently we have sound, we have audio, we're streaming at a somewhat unhealthy bitrate. So I'm looking forward to whatever is broken this time that I do not yet know of. Yes, one thing that I thought we could do as a catch up or as a follow up, that's the word, not a catch up, to last week was, if you remember, we made some music, or I started with a music track, and then a couple of days later I said it's done now. So for those who are interested and who haven't heard it, it is now online and for everyone to see. Where is my Firefox, please? There we go. Okay, sure, release. There we go. So if you head over to sefcarissa.com/music, and there is the first one here. Of course, you can't see it. There we go. Good old Phil. So there on sefcarissa.com/music. The first one, the Cherenkov effect. This is how I titled it. So this is the final finished piece for those who don't know it yet. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And it's 4 minutes, 44 seconds. Apparently it's a good number. Right, Frank says, I think it's because of my age. When I was young, I learned to write with words. Yeah, I learned to write with colons and parentheses. And I think I'm that old where I did my first emoticons. They still had a hyphen as a nose. So this also tells you about my age. Kirsty says, new song turned out a bit different than I expected from stream, but I liked it. Yeah, that is the thing. I also thought it took quite a departure, because the next day I kept working on it and I realized that certain effects or certain choices for the instrumentations didn't work. And as soon as I settled for a more analog drum set, whereas we had the dubstep drums before throughout, and then I vaguely remembered the 65 Days of Static track that's called Supermoon, and somehow I haven't listened to it in a year or so, but somehow I probably this was my inspiration to go with this very active drums, and from there somehow the piano clicked into place. And of course, I mean, it's me. You know me. I'm an 80s music kind of guy. So this means there has to be a guitar solo in there somewhere. And I found a place to make it fit. So thank you for enjoying it, Kersey. Very much do appreciate it. Right. And one other thing I wanted as a follow-up is that, as I think I said also last week, that I was having troubles with the RTR, the regulation authority when it comes to streams and essentially broadcasting, whether it be streams or terrestrial broadcasting. So since I haven't heard back from them, only thing that I got was another automated message from them that they said, hey, so it's been 1 year since you've registered your broadcast station broadcast offer service. You know what? We want to see a yearly, or at least every quarter, we want to see some dough from you. So please provide us with how much you make, and we will charge you. So which means probably I have to get back to being more active on YouTube and making more videos finally. So this is really an incentive for me to start making money with it, because for now it's the YouTube channel is costing me money. So hopefully you can look forward to something, a very short little thing about Austrian traditions with the Christmas market. And I have Connie, who is supporting me because she's working as an editor, and actually right now she's started editing what we filmed on the Christmas market. It's not going to be a long video, just I thought something in between. All the very techie stuff is some good old Austrian tradition that might be of interest for you to see what you actually can expect on an Austrian Christmas market. So I thought hopefully this should be, I mean, the idea is that it shouldn't take too much time, especially since I'm so grateful that Connie is editing it. All I need to do is write the script, record the voiceover, and then make some music, and then it's hands off from me there. But of course, I mean, you know Connie, so we can all expect the usual Pixel Prophecy quality. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and hopefully, yeah, to make the YouTube channel at least provide me some of the fees that I have to pay. Streams are extraterrestrial, is that right? Probably they are interterrestrial. Because of all the intertubes that go through the Earth's crust and core. But yeah, the good old authorities and government things. And yeah, it's, like I said, bureaucracy, and for some reason everything costs you money. Oh. And Frank has forgotten to listen to my track all week. All good, but thank you for fixing it soon. Hope you like it. Again, it's as Kersey said, it's a little bit different than usual, but hopefully it's likable. And Kersey, oh thank you, is looking forward to the vlog. And Frank says, can you live with someone else's edit? That's the thing to find out, right? Yeah, I'm pretty confident with Connie. I mean, since she's working with the local broadcasting station. Broadcasters. I said broadcast much more often in the streams than I ever said. But yeah, she's editing some shows there, and some news, and even the weather report on days. So I think I'm very good in good hands with her. You're like 2 pixels in a sprite. Oh, that's so cute. I have to steal this. That's very cute. Thank you. Also, Kersey, I noticed that you wanted to provide the automated unicorn with sprinkled juice, and that is probably something that I should implement, right? That since we have it in the questions of the quiz, probably I could include it there. So thank you for noticing. Also, Frank, that of course the automated unicorn is not Ashley, and we never knew who the automated unicorn is. I have a feeling that it's Ashley's alter ego, perhaps, because I don't know who programmed it. But looking at the code, it's not very good code, so it cannot be my code then. But I have some. I'm not saying any names or pointing any fingers. Well, I might do, but I have an idea who's responsible. Oh yeah, thank you for feeding the automated unicorn coffee. And Frank says, I'm sure she'll do a good job, but I also know you like to polish. I mean, maybe it's going to be a collaboration in the end, where maybe I will do the color grading afterwards, the color pass on it. And yeah, so again, it's a little test balloon, but I'm very much looking forward to it. And she was eager to support me in my weird little niche, and I'm so happy that she's that supportive and wants to take part in it, and not is just, yeah, I just leave you to your stupid games. So I'm again, yeah, as Kirsty said, we're 2 pixels and a sprite. Oh. Yeah, as you've seen, the automated unicorn. This is Sprinkles. That's not the automated unicorn. That is Sprinkles, and Sprinkles already has something fitting for today because, yeah, DOSember, and you know my DOS box, I think, by now already. So let me switch over. And oh yes, I promised you this. With regards to the t-shirt, if you can spot good old Pixel's name on there, I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. This list is alphabetical. So I will just pause here, give you 3 seconds. And here we go. Yes, of course, I think most of you have found it. Yes, it's PC90s. And right underneath is your good old friend, Wobbly Hands Pixel Prophecy there. So yeah, it's kind of nice to be featured. It looks like a band t-shirt, so that's kind of cool. Cool, you found it. Also Kersey. Yeah, it's a nice design, and also the font looks a little bit like the Duke Nukem font. If we make this a little bit bigger. So yeah, very, very, very lovely shirt. And you know me, I love my shirts. Right, so as I meant to say, you know my DOS box by now and the games that are in there, and I didn't want to play all the same games that I've played over the years when it was DOSember. So I thought, you know what, maybe I should look into new DOS games or DOS games I have never heard of or haven't played because they're big or because they're shareware games. And so how do you get DOS games? I mean, there are sites like archive.org, there are abandonware, there are dosgames.com even, where you can play them in the browser. But then I found something, and shout out to Robert Glashüttner from Radio FM4, who said, have you heard of this retro eXo? It's called Exo WinX or Exo 95, I think it was. And it is all Windows 95 games that are in a legally grayish, very gray zone in just one package. And I looked at their website, and of course they have something that is called eXoDOS, which is the same thing for all DOS games. So for anyone who might be interested in this, let me introduce you to the mecca of retro games, because as you can see here, I mean, when I see a website that looks like this, I'm already sold. So if we click here at eXoDOS, I think you can even, you know what? I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought I could just type it in, but no, if I click on eXoDOS, what we have here is the eXoDOS version 6.04, and this is an attempt to catalog, obtain, and make playable every game developed for the DOS and the PC booter platform. So this pack includes 7,666 metal DOS games. And yeah, this is a pack that comes with not just the games, but also with box art, with magazine articles, with additional player strategy guides, with screenshots, even with 30-second video clips of how the game looks in action. And of course, I had to get this for DOSember. So the only downside of this entire thing is the size. As you can see here, the full release is a torrent of 638 gigabytes. So you guess what? The better part of this week, my computer was occupied with. And the thing is, this is just a download. Of course, afterwards you have to unpack it if you want to play it. And so I have it here on a separate drive. And just in case you're curious, so the size on the disk is 784 gigabytes. So this is, I would say, probably the only downside is, apart from the, like I said, the legally gray zone of this thing it's just the sheer size of it. Good thing is that I'm a video production professional and even a broadcaster and an ad agency, as you all know, and I'm not even joking. So this means at least At least when I have something, then it's hard drive space. I mean, it wasn't that easy to come by, but still I had found a partition of 4 terabytes that was just unused for the most part where I could put it. So yeah, it's quite something. Frank said, back in the day, I once set my browser background font and font color appropriately, so every website looked like that. Okay, that's kind of cool. This is also the good thing, as you said, back in the day. I think hopefully this was before Flash and everyone had their own very stylish 12 frames per second, 256 colors backgrounds, but with animations and music and sound effects. But if your websites looked like the 1969 websites that we had, of course it was very, very possible that every website looked like this if you override just the H tags and the P tags, and there wasn't that much else. So this makes sense. Maybe I should try this as well. I also have, by the way, a theme for my Notepad++, since we're on the topic. I'm not sure if I have the font now installed, but here in my style configurator, I can set it to Scully 2025. And it looks, the font, the PC font IBM Nouveau is not installed right now since I just set up the system. But I mean, I can have my Notepad++ look like WordPerfect. Kirsty said, wow, so many DOS games and extras. Yeah, it's, I can just launch. This was the website. I can just launch eXoDOS through the launch box, and yeah, you can see it. This is now every DOS game. Well, not every DOS game, but it's over 7,000 DOS games sorted by, in this case, by alphabet. So there are big releases in there like MAX or what's another big release? Oh, Sherlock Holmes and the Case of the Rose Tattoo and other things like here, Cross, that the Lost Adventures of Cross that don't even have a box. This is why it's just here the thumbnail of the game is a screenshot and not the box art. And of course we can filter here by release year or release date, by portable, by publisher, by rating, by region, by series, pretty much anything. So, and this launch box here, I mean, the way how they make money is you can buy this a premium version of the launch box, and then you will have videos if you look at something. But of course, you do not have to buy for this, because if you look at the extracted version here of eXoDOS, you can see here where we have here the games, but also there are images. Let's go with box 3D, and there are 3D box renderings of most of the things. So you can look at these things that are just in their folder, for example. And of course, there are also the videos. So if I zoom out now, here are 30-second snips of pretty much well, not all 7,000, but of 4,600 games. So if I have no idea what Wings is, I can just look into this and get 30 seconds of somewhat relevant or explanatory gameplay footage, which again is kind of cool because if you want to get a DOS game to run, and usually it's quite a chore, but in this game, in this pack, it comes pre-configured with lots of different variations of SCUM VM and DOSBox, all pre-configured, and essentially you can just say, yeah, please install the game and then run it, and it even will ask you, hey, are the default screen settings correct? And then off you go. I tested this only with one game before, where I thought this looks like it's hard to get running, and it went flawlessly. So again, this is really a big revelation for me. And they're working also on a Windows 95 release of this. So again, it's kind of neat. Frank said Flash was probably quite popular, but CSS wasn't fully formed yet. I mean, is it ever? I mostly ignored Flash. Yeah, for me, back in the day, of course, I had a version of, what was it? It was Macromedia Flash before it became Adobe Flash. And for some reason, the good old Macromedia truck, as it was passing through our street, somehow from the truck there dropped a CD without a label with Macromedia Flash on it. And I was just mesmerized by all the possibilities that you had. And yeah, I played around a lot not with Flash. I think I tried 1 or 2 websites, and even for school we had to hand in something on Flash, and this is actually why they gave us the sad copy that dropped from the truck. It was a simpler time back then. But yeah, of course, after a while you've seen it all. But I think the coolest part about this whole Flash ecosystem are the independent games that just sprung out of it on Newgrounds, and what was the other one? Where it was just like stick figure fighting games. I think many of us back in the day we just traded SWF files of the hottest new stick figure fighting animations. It's probably should look into this, because again, to me this is kind of nostalgia. Frank says it's Scorched Earth there, or Scorch.exe as is mostly known. An artillery game. I'm almost, I would say I'm at the 99% sure. So let's then play Scorched. Probably should Scorcher, and I think it's this Scorched Earth. There we go. Yeah, it's this. I think this perfected the artillery game genre even before it was widely known. I think this started as shareware. Let's have a look here. Developer Wendell Hicken. Yeah, it was just a one-person thing, and you could just change pretty much anything. It was more or less an engine for artillery games, and you could have played on the moon with all weird sorts of armaments. It's quite something. So artillery variants, it was freeware and have exactly 0 hours of playtime. And here it says scorchedearth.bat. So you know what? Let's play this. I haven't played it. So right click and install. Should bring it up. Would you like to install the game? Yes, please. And my current configuration is 4K. Desktop resolution is only used when in windowed mode. Full screen will auto scale. Yes, this is correct. Would you like full screen or windowed mode? Let's go with windowed mode to be the default setting. My primary desktop resolution is large, and an aspect correction, yes please. And this again, would I like to change the graphics filter? You know what? I trust whatever the developers have here. And see, it launches. It launches right away. Is there sound? I can't quite recall. And Hydrate, thank you so much. This I completely forgot to hydrate. Frank said no Twitch. That is not yeah. Good old Twitch. Yeah, if it has a dot in there, and I mean exe, that would be a nice top level domain. Is auto start or autorun.exe or autorun.bat or config.sys. Is this still take it or available? I mean, this would be a nice top level domain. Kirsty says Flash was fun. Also reminder to hydrate. Thank you. Of course, it's really best in multiplayer. Yeah, that is the thing. Because I can only guess how much fun this probably is when you play it against a human opponent, especially when you should be doing something else in class. You're in the computer lab. You should do, I don't know, get acquainted to serial lettering in Word Perfect or in Microsoft Word for Windows 2.0, and instead you have Scorched Earth that calls itself the mother of all games. So let's have a look at sound, and the sound is just on. Sound is on. So without anything else, let's have a look here at physics, air viscosity, gravity. Suspend dirt. That again, I find it very cool how much you can just tinker with it. Same here goes for the weapons. So I think I've never played this game. I've only heard lots of it. So let's go with just something random. So player is Phil, of course. And what is this here? What does this mean? I have no idea. What this means. Any Scorched Earth players, please, could you tell me? And Frank said, precisely frowny, that is actually not meant as a frowny. Yeah, Frank says that he's pretty sure that it had PC speaker sound, although I mostly played it on university PCs without sound. Exactly. How have you managed to avoid this? That's the thing. I don't know. Again, I've learned of it by osmosis, but I think I was just in this weird shareware pocket where it never really materialized. I think when looking back at what people played and what was known to them, it's weird because I think if you were living in a sort of a bubble and you didn't have someone who went between bubbles because they were a very well-connected nerd and would just bring software like this around and just copy exe files, yeah, I never got to. So Frank says that's kind of your avatar. Okay. And below that, I can choose between a human and a computer player. So let's go with CDU, not CPU, but CDU. And I will probably be destroyed by good old CDU. Oh, I can change apparently how well they play between moron, tosser, shooter, pool shark, chooser, spoiler, unknown, or cyborg. You know what? Let's go with tosser and see how well I fare against a tosser. Okay, so apparently I'm this. Oh, of course, my mouse is always when I'm not in the DOS box. My mouse is not responding, or my screen is not zooming in where my mouse cursor is because it's being emulated. So this is me. This is good old Phil, Pixel Phil, and this is the other tosser that I have to fight against. So we will see how well this goes. Right, yes, it was very much a bubble world. Do not pick Cyborg on for you. Yeah, I assumed as much. So, this is my power, and I can choose my angle. So I will go with something that is relatively steep, that I can make it past this incline here. But with my power, let's go with 200. I mean, there's some wind going against me, so that went quick. That was over very quick. I turned down the desktop audio a little bit, but yeah. This is how people know me when I play Counter-Strike. Do not, in multiplayer games, I repeat, do not give me grenades or some other things that are lobbable, because I fire them with the best intentions and they usually just wipe out most of my team, especially myself. Or the worst thing is if it wipes out all my team and I'm the only one left standing and without any clue of how to survive. Okay, then. That was amazing. Maybe I will survive at least my next shot. So I think again I'm here the red one, and this is the other tosser. And so maybe this should be somewhat doable. I'm not quite sure about this part here, but I mean it's an artillery game. So worst case is we can just shoot through the whatever is in our way, because sooner or later we will just mess up the scenery. So I will shoot now with lots of power, and I'm shooting at an angle of not 90 degrees. Let's go with 85 degrees. Okay. Somewhat better. I need much more power. Okay, so I think the computer player is shit-talking me. Maybe I need to turn down the cycles a little bit. So I decreased the cycles now from 20,000. It was to close to 7,000, so that we can actually see what the opponent is talking about me. Okay, Frank says you can also change weapons, but you probably only have the one so far. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I have the baby missile. I don't know how to change. Probably I should have looked into the manual. Yes, you'll have to remodel the terrain a bit. That's also the cool thing. It's not like with gorilla.bus where it's just, yeah, you just make holes in the terrain, but this one really sags down. Victory! Okay, so apparently, yes, I can change my weapons, but I don't know how. I'm not sure if I can drive around because the cursor keys just make the power and the angle. Usually then is to use the numpad, but also that doesn't work. So instead, let's go for an angle there. I mean, I really like what the PC speaker is doing here. But thank you for looking for the manual, Frank, because again, I'm not sure if I will survive this. But let's go up with the power. Set my power level over 450. Okay, I have a feeling that the CDU is homing in on me. So my strategy is to actually try to somehow slowly work off the little mountain that I have, the mound that I have here in front of me, and hopefully this will be before I get hit. But I have a bad feeling about this because the CPU enemy is honing in. Okay, tab. I can use tab. Apparently it's identified tank. Well, that's CDU. Okay, this was 1. If I had 2, that is me. Sentient? Question mark. Yeah. Let's increase the angle slightly then. Okay, this is getting dangerous. I just need to keep shooting because I have a feeling that... Oh dear. Okay, a little bit more power. The angle slightly less steep. Oh dear. I just need to clear this overhang. So, okay. Let's see. Oh, so close. Okay. Let's go down with the power slightly. Haha! Nice. Eight rounds remain. Did I really set for 10 rounds? Okay, now I can buy missiles because finally I have the money for it. So I have no idea which I should buy. I mean, I got enough baby missiles. So this is for the people who know what they're doing. Riot bomb, heavy roller, baby roller. I mean, baby digger. You know what? Maybe let's go with the digger, because maybe I will need some, because from what we've seen with the terrain, it looks like it might pose a problem. So, and you know what? Let's go for some missiles there. Still got some cash. What is a tracer? I have no idea. Oh, probably the tracer is just confusing the enemy projectiles. So, you know what? Let's invest in some more missiles and then we're good. I'm done. I like that this part is between it. Okay, so to help you find your pal Pixel, I'm here, and this is ZDU. So we will see how we fare about this tosser again. Okay, Frank says, as for the weapons, they're all fun. Okay, this one may be an algorithm that hones in for a while, but wants results, says Frank. Yeah, it's interesting to figure out how the enemies are being programmed, because, I mean, first we've seen that it went through the terrain, then it was honing in, but it didn't quite catch me, and then it went for a completely different strategy, and by then, I had figured out the values for me. Okay, so one thing is, I'm not sure if you can read it easily. It's here, the wind is 120 into this direction. So probably I should shoot first up and then hope that I can just get through this hill here. But probably when I'm excavating this hill, probably the enemy will just get me first. So we will see. Funky bomb is basically what it says. Funky then. Okay, so yeah, now I can switch with tab. This is good to know. So for now, let's just go with a baby missile. And as my angle, I will shoot, let's go with 80 degrees power. Let's go with 270, sure. Just so that I understand how how the wind is blowing. Okay, so I need more power and probably a shallower angle. Okay, so we're both just taking our cracks at this mountain. So I think in the end it comes down to who has the first clear shot. Because I have a feeling that with slightly more power my trajectory is good. Okay, rollers roll down when they land until they get to a low point. Oh, so it's the good old, what was it, evolutionary theory, where it meant that evolution only goes uphill. But of course, if you're in this little mound in a big field between mountains, of course it stalls. So especially early on, the baby missile to find your trajectory is good. Tracers can be good for that too if you really don't want to create craters. Maybe you want to use a roller next. Okay, then hopefully if I win this round, then hopefully I can afford a roller. Unless, of course... Okay, this tosser is not doing too well. Okay, increasing my power slightly. Okay. Okay, let's see how well this goes. Ah, so close, damn it. Okay, I have a bad feeling about this. So my angle is slightly steeper then. Yeah, that's not going to work, I fear. Ooh, okay. I think let's try different. Let's try missile. Now that I have it, slightly steeper angle. Okay, so the missile has just a much bigger crater. And yeah, that was so close. Okay, then. Yeah, probably I'm not going to win this, so I might switch back to the baby missile. Slightly more power, but the wind again is working against me, so I probably should change my strategy, but I mean, I love this plasma effect. Oh well. 7,000. Yeah, I'm done, thank you. Okay then, so the wind is against me. So I need lots of power and my angle should be, yeah, let's go with 400. I have a feeling that I'm shooting myself again. And let's go with 60 degrees. Yeah. Bit steeper and much more power. Thank you, Frank, for modding. I have a very bad feeling about this. Okay, at least something. Let's change the angle then. I just realized when I'm already hitting the key, while it's not my turn, slightly before, then of course the numbers, well, I say of course, but it's not of course, that it's the numbers jump much higher than they would usually. So yeah, let's just something that I need to take care of. So the angle is now, oh, that's the angle of the enemy, not my angles. Okay, this makes sense. So let's go with 73 and much more power. Not too bad, right? So let's go with slightly less power then. I only just need to make it over. Oh, look at us. That's more like it, indeed. Slightly less power. Advantage of no roof. Yes, this makes it much easier. Wow. Oh, that was a nice explosion. Cool. So, you said a roller. We should invest in a roller. Should we invest in a baby roller or in a... You know what? I will go with a baby... No, the heavy roller. I mean, we can only afford one roller, so I will just go with a heavy roller. Let's go with another missile. And we're done. So, there is roof again. And maybe I should then try a roller once I have my trajectory down. Okay, let's shoot with 200. And shoot now with, let's go 400. Yeah, thought so. Okay, I still had missiles. Yeah, I was aware of that. Good thing. I want to save them, of course. They're all sold in some quantity. Yeah, I think 19 I have, and 2 rollers and 5 diggers. But again, I want to see how far I can get with a good old baby missile. So just need to make sure that I can get through here. Yeah, it should be a roller situation. So if I can, my tactic would be to hit this wall face, rock face, or whatever it is behind them here, and then the roller should roll down, right? That's at least the idea. So let's see. When I shoot here, this should be then the roller. So let's see if... Oh, we still had this little nose there. Well, yeah, my bad. But at least we saw what the roller did. I made a ledge, yeah, for the next roller, which is exactly not what I wanted. So if I make the angle slightly shallower, that I can just go over it. Or should I have the angle slightly steeper? All I need to make is another slope there. Yeah, that was bad. Less power then. And maybe less power, just a little bit. And let's try our last heavy roller. Haha! Oh. Nice. Cool. Perfect, says Frank. I think I'm just lucky. Usually I'm very bad at these kinds of artillery games, but I think you're all my lucky charms today. So you know what? 8,000, which means of course 2 heavy rollers and more missiles. For now. Ooh, I love those garish colors. Okay, so again, update on the positioning. Enemy and pixel fill, and the wind is almost negligible. So let's go with more power and a slightly steeper angle. Let's go with 400. Yeah, let's try this. Okay. Steeper angle. Needs more power. Bisexual sunset. Oh, indeed. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Also, I mean, this is a nice VGA colored gradient. It's not even trying to do dithering or something. Oh, yes. I'm coming for you. So slightly more power. And I'm using now one of my missiles. Ooh, spot on. When you have more players, says Frank, you also start trying to blow up one enemy with a big enough bomb that another falls down and things like that. So essentially the proto-worms. Because this is usually the most fun when you play worms, is just triggering some sort of chain reaction there. There were a bunch of other games that tried to be clones of this, but most of them did not work that well. I mean, after all, it's called the mother of all games, right? So I think it's really commendable, because this looks like a lot of polish went into this. And also in between the rounds where you pay new weapons, or you can purchase new weapons, it's so Counter-Strike to me. So yeah, the heavy roller. I will go with the heavy roller and more missiles. And this will hopefully fare as well. So where is everyone? Okay, I'm up here on the top and have here the enemy is my problem. So again, I will go with lots of power. Let's go with 450 or something. And a rather steep angle, but not too steep. Let's go with 80 degrees. Well, maybe 70 should suffice. Oh, look at that. I think we even had some shooting stars. So if I keep just doing that, slightly more power. And I'm using the missile, not the baby missile, apparently. Yeah, I mean, we're having too many missiles anyway. Let's see. Too much power. Let's try this. Ooh. Oh, I love it that it had a little parachute. You know what? I will just keep firing, because I think by now I should hit it spot on. Apparently not. This can't be too hard. Okay, 3 rounds remain. We're in the lead. I think I have a good feeling about this. And should we stock up? You know what? Let's try a funky bomb. Whatever the funky bomb is, I think now we can afford it. You can indeed also buy parachutes and shields. Of course, I didn't look as far down in the list, but of course it makes sense. Why am I not buying shields? Okay, so I'm here on the right. And my enemy is on the left. The wind is 50. And this looks like, again, like something that shouldn't be too hard. Let's go with a power of, let's say, 450 something. The angle looks good. Let's go slightly steeper. Let's go with 75 degrees, because there's a lot of wind going on here. Yeah, that wasn't enough. Okay. Our enemy is now trying to take down the entire mountain. And I just want to clear it. So for clearing the mountain, we need more power, because the angle needs to be steeper still. Because of the wind that will exactly just throw our projectile there. But didn't we have the rollers, right? So let's go slightly steeper, that I do not hit again the ledge that I create. Oh no, please do not hit me. No, okay, good. This is so satisfying. The easy way would be a roller the entire while. It took me a while to figure this out. Oh man, I can totally understand how this can be a super. Look at this plasma blast, laser, dirt charge. I can totally get how this becomes addictive. You know what? Plasma blast. No idea what this is. We will figure it out. Okay. Addicting game, I bet. Indeed. Thank you for redeeming Unicorn. So again, I'm here at a slightly perilous ledge with our enemy here. So I just need to make sure that I clear again this mountain. The wind is working slightly against me, but we will figure this out. Oh, there was non-weapon equipment. Of course, Frank, since you've played it, I think you have so many things that are already somehow in your muscle memory. So let's go with power. I need power at least 500 to clear this. Just that I don't shoot myself. And as for the angle, yeah, let's go with 70. Let's go with 86 and much more power. Oh dear. Okay, now we know. Now we know. Okay, I can get the angle slightly flatter. Not that flat. Or maybe now I... Yeah, still needs to be a little flatter then. Yeah, my fortress, my guard against exactly this has somewhat diminished, but maybe... No. Okay, more power. More power, and let's try the funky bomb. What is the funky bomb? Okay, the funky bomb is fun. Oh, that's nice. Don't use the roll on your first shot there. Okay, so if there's a multiplayer game and you have more players and now the enemy explodes in a funky explosion, chances are you blow up yourself. Okay, this is fun. Okay, I think this you meant. Oh, okay, that's good to know. So battery, what does... You know what? Auto defense. I have no idea what auto defense is, but that's good. And the battery probably is also good. So more missiles, and I think we're done. And Lady Mistleaf is here. Yes, it is Scorched Earth. Turns out Phil had not played this before. Indeed, I have not. Oh, I love it when they use photo backgrounds. Again, this is very proto-Worms, right? So I have the funky bomb. I have wind. You know what? Let's try here. The plasma blast. I mean, I got 5 plasma blasts. All I need is slightly more power. The angle, I think, looks good. Wind looks fine. We will see how bad this goes. Batteries to discharge. Okay, 1. Oh. I thought I was the green one. So, I don't know what the batteries were. I have no idea what the batteries meant. Batteries to discharge. How many? Oh, how many in one shot I want to? No idea. No idea what I just did. Please enlighten me. Lilo and I played this for years. I can very much see this. How this is a somewhat addictive game. Okay, good thing that we're playing against quite a tosser. I will try now the digger because I haven't tried it before. Oh. Okay, that's cool. That's kind of cool. Okay, so let's go with a good old... Let's go with our last funky bomb and get this over with. Hahaha. Wow. Ah, excellent. Final scoring, Phil 8 and CDU, not CPU, but CDU. Ah, you know what? I would say for the first time playing this game against not the easiest opponent, but I think second to easiest opponent. I think I fared quite well. So what does type mean? Oh, sentient versus tosser. Okay, so this was the CPU type. Okay, so it's good in case you've forgotten. By the way, I'm being hypnotized by this palette swapping here. I mean, I wouldn't say that the game is pretty, but it's darn inventive in all the things that it does. Oh, it's the registered version that I have here, apparently. Good for me. Of course, with a funky bomb, your opponent might just be in the one spot. Yeah, of course, that isn't it. I mean, the classic, what was it? The multiple bananas bomb in Worms. I think Ludi and I set the opponents to easiest, but had many of them and were just basically playing a shooting gallery. Lilu, yeah, Ludi. I thought this is a nickname for Lilu. Nice. So I just played Scorched Earth 1.5. But, and there are so many more games. We still have 7,665 games to play. And I don't think that I can get through all of them in this stream, but probably most of them, provided they are as fun as Scorched Earth. There was one game that I wanted to try, and I even installed it before I got this massive catalog of DOS games. Lady Miss Liv, you already spot things there, and we're just at E. And when I keep scrolling, you can see how little the scroll bar moves because there are so many games. So the game that I wanted to try is something that I've heard good things about it, and the game is called Degeneration. Was it Degeneration? I probably should type it correctly. Generation. There we go. This one here. So let's install it. Would you like to install? Yes, please. Desktop resolution, large desktop resolution. Yes, this looks good. Windowed mode. Large aspect ratio correction. No. And here we are. Even with ad-lib music. Nice. So the story of this game is that we are a courier. Oh, we had been at our apartment in Paris when the call came in. Hours later, after flying the length of Asia over the Himalayas and the radioactive deserts of Kazakhstan, you arrive in Singapore carrying an urgent package for the scientist Derrida. And this is all that we know. So, the game is isometric, and for one thing, I really enjoy here the walking animation, especially this one here. This looks so goofy. And for some reason, it also feels like that left and right, you're much faster than up and down. And one thing is, you probably notice here with the cursor keys, I cannot really do diagonals, because you shouldn't be using the cursor keys. You should be using, again, the num block, because there with the, when I'm walking now, I'm using the 2, 4, and 6, and 8. But of course, for the diagonals, I also have the buttons for it. There is even a mode with, I think it was Alt and K, that rotates the input keys by 45 degrees, which again is, it feels very wrong. But, oh yeah, Scorched Earth, said Frank, has aged a bit, of course, but I feel much less than many of its contemporaries. Still perfectly playable today, with probably some UX oddities, because time at a resolution that doesn't make modern people give up immediately. Yeah, I had lots of fun with it. Like I said, the presentation may have been a little bit frugal, but from the gameplay perspective of it, I can see hours of fun, especially against human opponents. And even, I mean, I could see me playing this in my little dingy my first apartment when I was in the equivalent of high school. Essentially, I was just living not so much in the basement, but with my grandparents. They were living in a very old house on the first floor. And I was there living on my own in the basement, but it was we were essentially completely separated. So I had my own entrance and everything. And of course, I didn't have internet back in, what was this, 2000, 2001. So whenever I needed internet or copy something from the big old online, I would go to my parents, walk to my parents with my floppy disk or later my iOmega zip disk and just download things and copy it on my floppies. And this, of course, is why I know that 1.44 megabytes is what fits on one of these bad boys here. And probably I would have loved this game because this, of course, is completely playable on your own. And Scorched Earth, I mean when I say this game. And it's infinitively replayable in terms of variety. I mean, you can play with the weapons, with the opponents, with especially with the gravity and other factors there. So probably I would have played this a lot back in the day. Whereas this game here is more or less like an action puzzle game. And I tried playing it a little bit, and it feels rather modern apart from the movement, like I said, numblock. And hopefully you're not easily annoyed of this sound, because you will hear this a lot when I'm just walking into barriers or something. There we go. Okay, so the first thing that we need to learn is that this thing here, when it sees me, it shoots at me. Can I save? Was this Alt S? Yes. So I need to make my way past here. And this is just with some... Oh no, I was too slow. With some people, they have certain voice lines. So can I load? What was load? I only know how to save. So there. And now I deactivated this. And so now I can rescue apparently the receptionist. And there's even something that I can interact with. So it's 26th June from Derrida to Monique Resvi and Katrina Chu. And this is the person we need to carry our package to. And he says, I have been waiting for a very important package since yesterday. The moment it is delivered, you must notify me, JD. Monique, when the package comes, you must tell me immediately. I cannot wait. We are having difficulties with one of our prototypes. I will send an assistant down to your desk presently. You must remain there until he arrives. J. Derrida. And I'm not sure with how many items you can interact with, but one thing is here, you see this colored plate here. If you're on top of it while it's still flashing, you're dead. Okay, for this one here, I need a security card, which I do not have, but let's keep exploring there. And we see another of these sentinels. So if I'm very quick, the only downside is, of course, that this one exactly will either shoot me or shoot this civilian when he tries to make a run for it. So I need to deactivate, of course, this thing first. And I think that's not it. No, don't run. Because I think this is... Yeah, this is what we should have done, actually. And why did I reactivate it? That's not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the movement is really something. But look at us. I picked up a laser, which I can shoot. And what I love about the laser is that when it hits enemies, they recoil very hard. So I have one grenade and need to make a run for it. Okay, so I can lob grenades. Let's save this again. The good thing is that when I'm shooting, I don't think that I'm injuring myself. Was there a way to see what I'm carrying? Oh, I hit a T and this restored my previously saved game. Or was it R? Oh, R was restore. So it really didn't we achieve anything? Kirsty says, references to Jacques Derrida, the famous philosopher. I would assume, I mean J. Derrida. This isn't a coincidence. So, okay, is it now saved when I hit restore? Previously saved game restored. I thought if I hit, let's try this. Alt and S says here game saved. By the way, there is a stray pixel there. This purple pixel that is also slightly pulsating. Is this already something or is this just random? So restore. I wonder how I can save my game there because I thought Alt and S saves my game because it says game saved. Or does it only save at the beginning of a level or something? Because this would kind of suck. Because if I hit S, it says game saved. If I hit Shift S, it says game saved. If I hit Control S, it says game saved. And if I hit Alt S, it says game saved. So if I hit R for restore, we're still here at the beginning. So, And Lady Misleaf wonders if Clue was listed as a DOS game. I only know of Clue, the board game. So, okay, then let's not hit the R button. And let's see if I can be a little bit better at this. The game boasts of having, I think, over 100 rooms. So let's try this. And this time, I'm not triggering the survivor there. I really like that they shake hands, this animation there. So, and I need now to guide them to the exit arrow. There we go. Okay, so it looks like we're doing slightly better now. So there's my laser. How did I open? No. I forgot how I opened the blue. I didn't know that I could shoot the chairs. Or the potted plants. Interesting, I completely forgot how I managed to open this. Anyway. Okay, Lady Misleaf is talking about FMV adaptation of the board game. I've never heard of this, really. There is such a thing. It was based on the board game, but I don't know if it was only for Win 95, 98 or if it counts as a DOS game. Yeah, I think that is a good question, because if it's a DOS game, then... I mean, if it was later released for DOS... early, I mean, if it was later released for Windows 95, then it might be part of the EXO Win thing. Okay, there's also really fun Clue movie. It's like something when you hear Battleship and you think of the really simple game, and then someone made a somewhat serious movie about it. It's like, really? Where did you end up getting that game list? Oh. Yeah, you were not there. This is, let me enlighten you. This is the eXoDOS game catalog, and you can get it from retroexo.com. And here you have the eXoDOS, and there's also eXowin 3X and eXowin 9X, and even Exo Interactive Fiction. So if I look at the eXoDOS screen here, you get a pack that includes 7,666 DOS games. And as I've said before, it's a torrent, and the torrent alone is 638 gigs in size. And once you have it unpacked, which also takes its own unpacking routine, you end up with a whopping 784 gigabytes. But I mean, the cool thing about this is it's not just a game, but it's also, let's have a look here in the install folder of this, where it's, let's say here, content, game data for eXoDOS. So those are the actual games that are zipped before you install them. Then, of course, you have images. Let's go for MS-DOS. Box full, or just the spine of the boxes, and for different release territories, and or GOG posters there. I think you can even download them automatically. But I mean, there are things already in place there. And what the coolest I find is here, of course, music, because when games come with a soundtrack, they are here as MP3s. And look at this, it's 1090 files. So the chances are that there's already a ripped soundtrack, or some are in the mod format, some are in the OGS, and if it was a CD soundtrack, it comes here as an MP3. And the other thing is sound, startup, themes, and videos. So if you want to learn more about a game, let's see if we can find Clue there. Champ, Chess, City, Clive, Clock, Clue, Master Detective, or The Clue. So I just open up here the 30-second video preview, and I think this game is called Der Clue, and this is an Austrian game, because I think I've played this before, or I think I have this on ACD somewhere. And essentially it's based on the Commodore 64 game They Stole a Million. And essentially, you're in 1953 in London and must organize a heist. So maybe it's Clue, Master Detective. Is this what you're referring to, Lady Miss Sleeve? So it was neither. Okay, then. Then it's probably not part of the DOS games. But why am I zooming in? It's already very pixely. But again, this is really what I love about this collection there. I mean, Simon the Sorcerer 2. Instant nostalgia if you have played this game. I recall it for being, I didn't like the humor, but I loved the animation and the graphics back then. It was really a big thing, I think, in entirety of Europe, because this was completely translated and localized into German. Okay, Lady Miss Sleeve says it was probably 95. Dr. Brain! Oh, Dr. Brain. This had such a great title music. Dr. Brain was, I think, one of the earlier Sierra titles. Dr. Dumont, or is it called Dr. Brain's Mind Circus or something? Do we have it here? Dodgeball, Dizzy, Don't, Domino, Double Dragon, Dr. Wong, Dr. Thump, Dr. Dumont, Dracula in London. Interesting. Apparently it was not a DOS game, but Dodgeball was. Maybe there's just no video of it. Let's see if I can find it here in the launch box. Let's go with Brain. Life and Death, the Brain. Dr. Brain, the Castle of Dr. Brain, that's what it was called. I think that's what you're referring to, right? And here we have the box, and even, Sierra Discovery Series, even the floppy disk. I don't think that I've played it, but at some point I came across the music. So there we have the media, and okay, play music apparently is grayed out, which is a bummer, but I think we can look at it and install it. So okay, you remember the hallway. I mean, this is classic Sierra adventure game, the classic engine that they've all used until they couldn't anymore. But yep, it's part of this wonderful collection, and it even has here some metadata. Again, I find it very cool that you can even look at the floppy disk, just if you're inclined. Okay, so I don't think that I'm able to get the grenade then. Don't know what the problem was this time, but we can proceed here. And look at these enemies. They don't look too hard, but when they see you, they will jump towards you. And of course, they aren't that simple because they will try to be stealthy and just be those outlines. And see how much I just made this one bounce back. So, okay, what's on this terminal then? Genog, we're into your genes. Yeah, this sounds healthy. So, and at first I didn't know what I had to do here, because as soon as I get this ball over with, a new one spawns. So you have to walk across here the duct, and then it says room secured, and only when the room is secured it opens into the next room. So what do we have here? Okay, things start to get a little bit more... Oh dear. And you already lose a life. And I think you don't have that many lives. So how to progress from here? Or, yeah. So it's more or less a puzzle, isometric puzzle game. Oh yeah, I recall this one as being not too simple. Because again, it might also be the movement. Oh dear, I forgot to hit. Oh dear, yeah, that's... Oh no, I hit R. I hit R. Oh damn it. So what did I miss? Does game list include Dinotopia? I had it as a kid, but never got to play it or never got very far. I still have it and may replay someday. Dinotopia, I've heard of that somewhere. You know what? I think we've all seen Degeneration, and I think there's even a remaster on Steam for some reason that is worse than the original, which is kind of... I mean, it's kind of simple in terms of presentation and mechanics, but it's anything but ugly. I really like it that it has these cyberpunk vibes here. I mean, this was in the early 90s, and we already have all the staples there of big corporations somewhere in the Asian market. Cyberpunky, it's the city grid, and there has been something going on with genes, and there are different generations of mutants going on. And again, also from a puzzle room perspective, it's kind of neat. The only thing that I don't like about it is, yeah, the controls. Because again, I think I'll have to get used to it. And once I have this, it shouldn't be too hard. But again, it's kind of neat, right? So Dinotopia. Dino. Probably Dino, you write with an D and not a F. Dinotopia. Kersey, enlighten us. Is that the one that you're talking about? I've never heard of this game. CD-ROM adventure game. Dinotopia. Cool. Frank has the included games seems to have it. Okay, so it's the EXOWin 9X that has Clue. So all you need is download the Windows 95 pack. Yes, there is even a... so when you download the pack, actually it's a torrent. And I think I installed some torrent client, which I had run for a couple of days. And my computer was acting kind of weird, kind of fishy. And this is why I decided to do a full reinstall of it, but still kept, of course, the files, the torrented file. And this was this eXoDOS file. And it just had here the EXO core and the content. And from then on, you would also, there is the manual, which again, I kind of like. Because, I mean, just look at the manual, how it looks of this installer of this DOS game thing. It looks like it's an actual scan of a yeah, of a DOS manual, right? So, and here it tells you the story so far getting started. So it started as an adventure game collection 2007, and yeah, it grew from there. And it says here all you need to do is run the setup eXoDOS.batch file, and this will do all the heavy lifting, all the setup. It will say, okay, the next step will take about 5 minutes, this step will take about 10 minutes, and this step will probably take about an hour when it's unzipping everything. So of course you have to provision in terms of hard drive space for this entire thing. But yeah, all it takes is half a week of downloading everything, and then I mean, look at this. It's kind of neat how it even shows you what the different graphics modes are, and all the capitals here are from the Doom font and so on. And even here at the very end, it has a page for your notes, as of course, and some fake ads like our dreamy Billy Boy Gates here with his eXoDOS on his IBM PC screen there. And yeah, there is even the EXOWin 3.x version 3 coming soon, which you can also pre-order. So again, it's you download this and then you run the batch file, and afterwards it has here this launchbox.exe, and this is all you need. And this is what I've been showing you so far. Again, neat, right? And Frank says, and I hope it's the right game. Kirsty says, oh, well, Dinotopia isn't on that list. Oh, there it is. The physical game included a deck of cards too. Oh, this is really, it had feelies. This is nice. Okay, Frank says that manual feels inspired by the SimCity 2000 manual. Yeah, it's the SimCity 2000 title art, right? With just instead of reading SimCity 2000, it's reading the EXO thing. But of course, we've also seen Lemmings and Leisure Suit Larry and the Dungeon Keeper. It's pretty much anything DOS. Yeah, it was the cover at least, as soon as you flip it over. So should we try Dinotopia? I have no idea what this game is about. Let's see how far we can get. And again, it's do you want to install? And then it's unzipping everything. Desktop resolution, window mode, large desktop. Would you like to change any of these? Okay, no, I did not want to change. No, the graphics filters, and that's it. So this is why I hit Y before. And then I didn't change anything. And I prefer to run things in the window. And it's launching, no configuration necessary. I mean, not on my part. It already was configured by the kind people who made this possible.
This is Dinotopia, a land unlike any you've seen before. I am Nalek, Assistant Chief Librarian in the Hall of Knowledge. Along with Enid, I maintain the records of 10 million years of Cenarian history.
I wouldn't call what you do maintaining.
Excuse me, Enid. Do you have a problem?
Yes, the scrolls of Poseidon are not on the shelves where they belong.
They were being used.
By whom?
By me. I was researching King Ogthar.
That's so weird.
For research is commendable, my friend. But your skills
Hello, Commander Stitch.
are positively prehistoric.
Well, I will see to it that they are put properly away.
All I ask is to keep the system organized. If I see one more stray parchment, I'll tear my hair
Enid,
out.
you don't have any hair.
Lucky for me.
May I continue with our friend here? I was about to tell a story.
Really? Well, I hope you have nothing to do for a moon or two.
Don't listen to him. He always does this to me. I thought our guest would like to hear the story of Nathan and Constance.
Oh, Nathan and Constance. Yes, that's a good one. Then go about your business. Don't let me interrupt.
Now, let's see. Well, it all began a few years ago. Nathan Drake was 17 years old.
Nathan Drake.
He and his twin sister, Constance, lost their parents in a tragic expedition to the Australian outback. They now sailed for America to start a new life with relatives in Boston. The voyage was miserable. Constance and Nathan were trapped on deck when the storm rose from nowhere. Rain struck the ship like a broadside. Wind tore her sails, and thunder pounded fear into the hardened crew. Nathan fought as the sea reached up to steal his sister. In a terrible tug-of-war, he held tight to her hand, until a wave tore them apart, and Constance was gone. Shouting into the wind, Nathan grabbed a scrap of wood and dove overboard. He swam and swam. Constance was sometimes only a few yards away, but she never glimpsed him, never even knew her brother was swimming after her. Nathan swam until his muscles surrendered. And as everything went black, he thought he heard angels laughing. What he heard was the chuckle of dolphins bucking him up onto an unknown beach.
Okay. So our intro was, I wanted to say, that looks like some impressive 3D animation there on the dinosaur, but I think that dinosaur was a puppet, right? It's hard to tell with the screen resolution, but from the movement and everything, I mean, it looked weird. So apparently we're playing as Nathan Drake. So this must be the prequel to Uncharted, right? So this must be our dear sister then. Okay, right click selects the thing in the inventory with those little dinosaur paws. Oh, I can point. I can just select things here. What is this? Okay, options, volume. You know what? I turn down the... Oh, look at this. They're little... I have to zoom in here. Those are little dinosaur heads, and they look into a different direction when you decrease the volume there. Oh, look at this. It's kind of unnecessarily adorable. So, okay, it's click and go. And it even has scrolling. So what is it here for us? This looks like a treasure chest. Okay, right-clicking switches between taking things. Is this a conch? Oh, I can put it anywhere. Oh, okay, so it's a bit like Ultima in that way. So maybe I need a key for this. Oh, this must be parts of the ship then. I've never heard of this game before. That's really the cool thing about DOS gaming is I consider myself a retro nerd. I've been one for quite a while. But there are so many games that I've never heard of. It's always the same things and the same games that, for example, are featured in magazines like Retro Gamer. And if you have something like this, where it's an entire catalog of a system, and where you can just go by fancy and see, yeah, what strikes you as interesting. Okay, so it looks like there is some sort of path, but I just want to explore where I am right now. So again, I have no idea what these things are or how I can I shift click or something? Or how I can inspect them. Okay, maybe we find something that else has been washed up there on the shore. Okay, Lady Miss Leaf, got to go. See you later. Thank you so much for dropping by. And yeah, hopefully next week you find the time to drop in again. And please, you know what? Please recommend some obscure DOS games, because it's DOSember. So please be sure to throw some at me in the Discord, because again, I want to play some games that I've never played before. And Dinotopia is certainly among them. So I'm not quite sure what you need to do apart from find Constance, which I think is her. And also the funny librarian. Plural librarians aren't coming up again, telling us the story of how Drake ventured into the palm tree forest, never to be seen again. We can go pretty far there before being stuck. Now I wonder if there is something to be found here. So the game is from 1995, apparently. And it's from Turner Interactive. Never heard of it before. Kirsty says the game is based on a series of fantasy books in the 90s. Ah, okay. I think I've heard of these books. I didn't know their name. Okay, so apparently it's Dinotopia is this universe of humans and dinosaurs living together then. Okay, we get music. Apparently I'm doing something right. What is this? Very serene, this music. What happened? Okay, so here are our first locals. Hello? Have you seen her? Have you seen her? Oh dear, I don't know the language. Conch? Conch? Something else? No? You something else? Okay, this is a little bit pointless then. Okay, so those are just different trees then. I just thought this one that we encountered was somewhat different or special. But since there are loads of them... Okay, so apparently this is not really... We cannot make ourselves understood. Kirsty, have you read the Dinotopia books as a kid then? Because I think I've heard of them, but never really encountered them. And again, also never heard of this game before. So is there anything about this fortress there? I kind of like these realistic proportioned graphics there of the isometric fashion. I don't think you don't see those nowadays anymore. I think this also again probably it reminds me a little bit of Diablo. Oh, nice! How when I walk in, how the roof flips away. Okay, so it looks like here is the first settlement then. Hello there. Yeah, this is not working with the music. So this must be the hatchery then, but look at us. We can take things and there's an organ. What's with you? Kirsty says, maybe I read some I don't remember so long ago. Frank says, I like the idea of knitting dinosaurs. Yeah, it's... With this game, I mean, as soon as I saw the dinosaur librarian bickering with the human librarian, I'm completely at a loss at what to expect. So... Oh dear, this is not really helping.
No.
So humans can have small dinosaurs? Dufubach? So, but this means that also dinosaurs can have little kids on a leash? I'm not quite sure what the rules of this society are. I don't even understand the language. This is... I understand, Kirsty, why you said you didn't get very far. Is there something missing? Is this one of these puzzles where a cogwheel is missing? Oh dear. Yeah, it's quite long voice lines for that. I don't understand them. It's probably one of those things where it's read the freaking manual. So can I do something here with the bucket, or is it already full? I'm a little bit annoyed that I can only switch between walk and apparently interact or touch. Okay, Frank says, I believe this one to be inspired by operas about ancient Babylon, and their king is Nabucodonosor, so not Nebuchadnezzar, but... The music is so serene, and apparently there is a knitting dinosaur, and... Hello, knitting dinosaur? No? The conch? No? No? Okay. Yeah, this is not humming, this is just annoying. But at least I can switch with a right click between walking and pointing or interacting. So yeah, it's probably, like I said, a case of maybe I should have read the manual. Because if the game does not have a manual, it's quite something to start players out with. They don't know exactly where to go, or even somewhat where to go, what to, how to interact, or understand the language. I could have used a little bit more guidance, but probably it makes sense. Oh, apparently, okay, so this dinosaur is either following me along. Okay, I could... I can throw, apparently. It is a DOS game, and there was probably a very thick manual. That is DOS games, right? Especially with flight simulators. If the manual is not misappropriatable as a weapon, it's not a proper game. Okay, so as soon as I give the dinosaur the bucket, it keeps following me, and then it turns around. But I can also throw the bucket. Can I also kick the bucket? Yeah, this is very cryptic, what's going on here. Kersey says, might need to translate or something before you can talk to... Yeah, I think it's one of those games where you have first to either learn this skill or find a translator, or it's just good old copy protection in some way. I mean, since this is eXoDOS, let's right click and see here under media, view manual, if this gives us a hint somewhat. I mean, it's 14 pages, so this shouldn't be too hard. Okay, nice dinosaur art, dig this. Okay, Dinotopian feet tell Nathan to walk this way. In Dinotopia, as anywhere, a hand has many uses. Okay, it's dino feet, but it's human hands. Extend your hand in greeting to a stranger and click once to start up a conversation. Click again to continue the conversation. Use your hand to pick up things, to push, to pull, to pluck. Okay, so it's interact. The hand can also take objects and put them into the inventory. It can also take things out of the inventory and use them. Hint, point the tip of the middle finger to the item that you want to grab. Okay, then. The eye, when available, helps you get a new perspective on items in the game. Use it to gain a fresh point of view on many things. Sometimes special actions will require special cursors. These are easy to understand. For example, the compass cursor is used to navigate. Okay, control panel. Map is a large island. Okay, so so this is the map then. This here. But I cannot click it. I can only change here. And the key, well, resume play. Okay, so not really having a fresh perspective on some things. Okay, anything else that we might learn? Question icons. As you learn, the Dinotopian language and become familiar with this special world, you will want to ask questions of the characters you meet. Click on the question icon. What is a question icon? It would be nice if they showed me. For instance, to ask Talk Timbu about Constance, click on the Constance tag and carry it to Talk Timbu, where you click to ask the question. Okay, so this one here, is this Talk Timbu? Hello? Huh. Yeah, you need to learn language, can't ask questions until then. Exactly, yeah. Okay, inventory. You can pick up many items, but not everything. In the inventory bin, use the hand cursor to pick up. There is room to carry 12 items. Okay, it's limited inventory. Oh dear. The other spaces are reached with the up and down arrow keys. If your inventory is full and you want to add a new item, you will need to remove something and stash it somewhere in the world. Oh, I hate this. Ah, okay. So is this some sort of language then? Feather, something, egg, fish. Okay, this looks like the feet, ginkgo leaf, gem, stove or furnace. Okay, this is apparently helpful there in learning the language. Okay, that's kind of cool. The alphabet is written by three-toed ornithominus scribes who pranced out messages on sandbox scratch pads. Oh, that's original. Okay, the alphabet is used throughout the island by humans and dinosaurs alike. You will find it much easier to get around Dinotopia if you can read the signs. So you will need to learn the three-toed alphabet. You will get a book to help you decipher the language. The same clues are printed on page 6. Okay, and these are the cards. Treble, which is to trademark, consists of 27 cards, 3 times 3 times 3. It reflects the ancient counting system of the three-toed dinosaurs. Of course, it makes sense. I mean, this is why we have the decimal system, right? So they have a tricycle-based counting. That is fun. Okay, the beach. Okay, at the begin the adventure. This might help. You just have been washed ashore on a strange island. Walk around, use the right mouse button to select the feed cursor, and then, okay, I think we've got this. Pick up a few things. Get anything interesting. Use the right mouse button, select the hand cursor, left mouse button, pick up. Place the things you pick up in the inventory. Hint, not all items can be picked up, especially the ship's wheel. Try a few times, then go on. Okay. See a giant clam, wonder how to get it open, wander about, heading east and south until you get to the shipwreck. Okay, probably we should explore the shipwreck then. You find the way in, now you see what Nathan sees. You can pick up anything that is not nailed down. Okay, the crowbar and the shipwreck. The path, discover the road to Dinotopia. When you are finished on the beach, head north and west until you find a path leading inland. See how you cannot walk through obstacles? Look out for the huge palm tree that blocks your way. Hey, what's that? Okay, and that's it. So common problems is I run the program and I'm returned to a DOS prompt. Okay, those kinds of problems. Okay then. Yeah, I think we just need to find something in the shipwreck that might help us here. Okay. At least it was a little bit helpful, this manual. I think games have come a long way. I mean, how would we change this nowadays for players to make sure that they have everything? Maybe it's the good old trope of the character talking to themselves saying, I don't think I'm done here. This would help. Or maybe just some sort of on-screen display, because I'm not even sure that Nathan does not understand everything what's going on here. Or maybe there is a little map that's showing all the things that I have discovered so far. Okay, so there is the treasure chest. So we should... This here was the shipwreck, right? So I wasn't sure that we could enter it. Or is this not the shipwreck that we can enter? Apparently there is a way that we can enter the shipwreck. Maybe here? Oh, okay, this is totally random. Okay, now it's a first-person view. So we have... What is that? No idea. What is that? No idea, but look, the crowbar is here. And this looks to be like some sort of gunpowder. I can click things and they make little sounds, but I cannot pick everything up. Oh, the early days of 3D Studio. Okay, I need to click exit to get out. And exit, hang on, let's have a look at the exit sign again, because I think this is already the alphabet that we need to understand. Frank says, enter shipwreck, get lamp. And that's a candelabrum. Indeed. Open mailbox, get leaflet. Okay, so what I'm referring to is, where are we? Here, see? So those are the letters then, which probably mean exit, right? It's a little bit crummy, but when I zoom out, let's see if... So it's two... So, okay, I get it. It's egg, it's E, because egg. So then the X is one up and one pointing to the right. One up and one pointing to the right. One up, one pointing to the right. It's... I don't want to ask the fucking AI assistant, but here it's the xylophone and the violin. Okay. This makes sense. Somewhat. Okay, good. Good! So this is, essentially, it's just a substitution then. Exit. Indeed. So let's exit then. Okay, then I think we can read. Essentially, it's English with just a substitution of these little feet icons. Okay, if the manual hadn't said that I can look into the shipwreck, I probably never would have. Okay, how would I fix this nowadays? Once you hover over it, have a little door icon or something. So, okay, here is a little chest. I have a crowbar. Can I crowbar this open? I mean, our protagonist is not saying anything. I cannot do this. I'm too far away. This is not working. The lock is rusted. I need to undo the rust first. Please just help me somehow. Okay, I've heard there might have been a conch or a clam. Oh, there it is. There it is. And we got the crowbar. And we got a pearl. And from that, I think we can wander inland again and maybe show something. The pearl. And hopefully get something. Get somewhere. Thank you for redeeming Unicorn Currency. Dinotopia. Never played, never heard of this game. That's very cool. And I like how serene now the music suddenly becomes. So it feels like a cozy game, despite we're looking for our missing sister. I mean, she could have just been just drowned, right? And we wouldn't know it. Yeah, it's a bit light on direction for a kid. I think so too. I mean, the kid friendliness, where they think they take out the other options like push, pull, open, talk to. I don't think that's the problem for kids. I mean, kids essentially from a game design perspective, you should treat kids as adults with very little experience about let's say history especially, or certain conventions, so to make things easier. Of course, it makes sense that you only have a hand and feet, but would have killed the game to have just an eye icon where you could click on something and Nathan says something about it. I don't think this would have been too much of a problem. Yeah, okay, we're not getting anywhere here. I mean, we got a pearl now. I don't know what for. but now we can at least somehow decipher the language. I would think so. Only thing is, I don't think we have seen anything there with where there was something written. So if they have wool, they have sheep. Oh god, this humming is... Okay, do you want this? No? Hello? No? How about you? Do you want this pearl? No? And there's an organ for some reason. Okay, do you want the pearl?
No, nook, na, nook.
Do you want the pearl?
Na, na, na.
No, nah. Hey kids, you want a pearl? Do you want a pearl? Can we do something with the eggs? Of the Echsen. Yeah, lizard in German, lizards is Echsen. Can we put the pearl into the nest? No. Crowbar into the nest. Hey kids, you like a crowbar? No? No. Okay. Okay, I can throw the crowbar. Can I pick it up again? Probably not, because it's right behind the kid. Oh dear. Yeah, I cannot get to it anymore. Because now the game thinks I want to talk to the kid. Oh, but we got here this thing that I don't know what it is. Do you want... No? Kid? No? You kid? You there? Oh, I threw it again. I mean, I like it that it has some sort of weird bouncy physics.
No, nook, na, nook. Isu troka bufuf na, na, na.
Okay. I'm just throwing, literally just throwing my shit around here. Okay, maybe these gears are stuck. Perhaps? I mean, it looks like. The only thing is I can't get to my crowbar anymore. Have we saved? Probably not. Oh dear. Do you know my sister?
No kustan silosino. Panasong la konya isumwa el nina sim.
Okay, not seen her.
Gustav? No. No. Minono iko saga sago?
I really hope that we do not have to learn the actual language there. You seen her? No? Okay. You seen her? Oh god, this humming is... And you cannot skip it. Unless maybe you trigger some other interaction. Yeah, the crowbar is gone. It's right behind the kid. We cannot get to it. The game destroyed. Also, he has no ass. I just noticed. Ah, dear. You want this?
No? Giorgio Basha Magmuko. Loak Qualmano.
No? Okay, maybe Giorgio over here wants it?
No, nook, na,
No, okay. Bucket?
Isu troka bufuf
Bucket?
na, na.
Bucket.
No, Iloni Giorgio Basha Magmuko. Loak.
Yeah, it's way too cryptic. And again, it's throwing me off that you can literally throw things and never be able to retrieve them. Soft lock, maybe. Yeah, it looks like a hard soft lock, probably. I just wanted to see if I could progress somehow else, but yeah, I think for a kids game, this is like your New York Times Sunday puzzle of a game. This is, I mean, the presentation is very nice and pleasing, but probably without a walkthrough. I mean, back in the day, I would have, as a kid, loved this. I mean, dinosaurs and everything, a nice presentation, but yeah, after an afternoon of trying things out, yeah, I totally see, Kirsty, why you never got far. If you ever had any doubts, it's not on you. I can assure you that. Yeah, probably stuck here. I mean, the other dinosaur outside, I also didn't know what they are about. Oh, credits, who made this game? There we go, based on the books Dinotopia and the World Beneath by James Gurney. Video director, writer, dialogue. Well, Tom Lopez didn't do a lot, apparently. Video compositionist. Oh, I've never heard video compositionist as... I only know it as a compositor. There's a lot. Oh, yeah, puppeteers. There we go. So those were puppets. Voices and Dino Baby. These days, you just find a walkthrough, but exactly, if you want to play the games like back then, it's... If you're the only one who has these games and it's not something that you can maybe piece together with someone else on the schoolyard where you can talk to, yeah, you're lost. And oh, it's nice, the game said done when you exited. The fancy BBS people, sure, but the rest of us, yeah, that's the thing. Right, is there one game that jumps right at you? I mean, we have here Lemmings 3D, which I didn't ever heard good things about. But, oh, the Seventh Guest. I have the Seventh Guest. I've bought it and even have the hint book. And the fun thing about the hint book is with the last puzzle, it also throws up its hands in the air and says, yeah, you have to figure it out yourself. Even the programmer doesn't know exactly how to win this. A-Train. Oh, Abuse. I've just heard a podcast about this. This is a very fast-paced shooter. And it looks like this. And it's probably a little bit too fast for me. But I like it that apparently this selection menu here has music of certain games. So I've heard that 1991 or 1992 is probably the best year for games, for DOS games. So let's see if anything there strikes my fancy. What is this? This looks like CGA Adentrator. Never heard of this, but it looks juicy. This looks like it came from the ZX Spectrum. You know what? Let's try this. Adentrator. Maybe. It's Spanish. I don't know. It is likely that the game has some kind of plot. However, it is not possible to understand it. This is a wonderful line to open your review of something. It is likely that the content in question has some kind of plot. However, it is not possible to understand it. Oh, that's a gem. At the bottom of the screen, there are periodically picture portraits of certain characters with names, but all this has nothing to do with the gameplay. The essence of this process itself is quite traditional. We fly through seemingly endless space from left to right, shooting enemies and dodging obstacles. However, in many ways, the game is quite unusual. Okay, the enemies are dangerous for you because you can encounter them, but they practically or even do not shoot at you at all. Among the enemies, some flying turrets, small pink airplane. Okay, this sounds weird. I have to try this now. Okay, Frank says, I think I'm going to hop out at an early morning so I don't have an early night. So if I don't have an early night, my week will be... Oh, I totally understand it, Frank. Especially for people at our age. Thank you so much for sticking with us this long. And yeah, sleep well. And I hope you can catch up on some sleep to somehow carry you through the week. All the best, Frank. And I hope I see you next Saturday then with more DOS games. Bye-bye. So yes, I would like to install the game, and I do not want to change the setting. Let's see what this Adentrator is about, because the presentation is super weird. Okay, we have teclado, redefinir, terminar. Okay, I think this is Spanish. I press 1, and can I do anything? Okay, I can. How did I do this? Okay, with A, I could do some A and Q. That's already helping. Can I shoot? Trying now. Okay, shift is shoot. No, it was not shift. It was not shift. Oh. And there are random portraits at the bottom. It feels like someone watched an anime, but in Japanese didn't understand what was going on, but it was in space, there was shooting going on, and character portraits. Los cyberdroids te han eliminado, dejándoles el camino libre para devorar la pulsa una tecla. Okay, let's try this again and see if I can figure out how to play this. Okay, Q and A. And once I managed to shoot, but I forgot how, and it was only one shot. Really, I can, with P I can even advance and fly back. Okay. Yeah, if only I could shoot. Is it space? Oh, it's space. Yes. Wow, the hitbox. Okay, this is okay, hitbox. I mean, for a CGA game, it's quite something, but I wouldn't say it's fun. Okay, apparently I thought this was something in the background, but it was not. Oh dear. Okay, do not collide. By the way, I'm hitting constantly space, and I'm not always shooting when I'm hitting space. I mean, the sprites are incredibly large. Oh no. I mean, I got pretty far. I just need to make sure that I'm not going too far. Oh no, okay, so the pink things shoot at me. And you know what? From the graphics on the lower screen, I think I've recognized some from Earth Defense Force. Okay, when this enemy comes up that shoots at me, I have no chance. Because, yeah, it's interesting, again. Quite a technical feat, especially from CGA presentation-wise, with the big sprites. But is it fun? Definitely not. Is there even a way to finish this, or is this just endless space? This is really commendable as a technical exercise. I mean, also the variety in enemy ship designs and so on. Okay, second level apparently. Okay, probably need some upgrades. Oh dear. It feels a little bit like changing a jacket inside a phone booth in terms of how much room you have to maneuver and react. What was that? Also, the enemy placement or appearance of the enemies, as well as the upgrades, feels a little bit completely random. A little bit completely random. That's also a good sentence. Okay, apparently I was defeated. Has fracasado. Okay, Los Cyberdroids apparently did something bad to me, but hey, my puntos are 1035, which is a nuevo record. So let's go to, redefinir. That is tre. Okay, arriba. This probably means forward. Abajo. Izquierda and disparo. Pausa. No. Let's try without sound. Maybe then it's a little bit faster. And I'm... Okay, arriba means up. Okay, yeah, I completely redefined my keys now because I cannot read Spanish or understand it. So yes, this was Adentrator. Weird. Never played this. Very trippy. And yeah, unforgiving is a word for it. And apparently it came out in 1991. Still a CGA game. And there is Barbie fashion design. Is this EGA or already VGA? No, this is EGA colors. And for that, it's kind of looking kind of nice actually for EGA. Because especially if you want to make a colorful game that looks like it has more than 16 colors, but this looks kind of good actually. Some more CGA games. Cadaver. I've heard things about Cadaver. What is this? Oh yes, this one is... You should play this on the Amiga. This is a love letter of the guy who made the graphics for it and the design. I've heard that it's also a little bit hard to understand and to maneuver, but it looks just great. And center court tennis. I think this we had. I'm not quite sure, but I have seen this at a friend. It looks familiar. So Commander Keen, for that I would need a gamepad probably. Crime Time, that sounds nice. What is Crime Time? Oh, it's time for Crime Time. And it's German. It says here, what is the third word on line 21 on page 4 in the manual? Okay, so it's one of those games. And it says here, investigate, use another kind of switch on, take, open, talk to, close, and show. Okay, so it's a German adventure. Crime Time is a German adventure. Microforum software. What is... Okay, Double Cross. This sounds by Solaris Systems. This also looks like it was made in Turbo Pascal. Weird. No idea how this plays. I mean, maybe let's play something that maybe looks and sounds nice. So I will advance to 1993, where maybe the presentation has somewhat advanced. I mean, there's Alone in the Dark 2, which I never really enjoyed because I also didn't get very far with it, but it had nice music, so that's something. Backroad Racers. What is Backroad Racers? Oh, the first 3D games with the first 3D renderings. Okay, so it's not showing us anything of the game there. Beethoven, the Ultimate Canine Caper. And oh, it's a shitty platformer. It's a shitty Of course, it was the 90s. Beverly Hillbillies was also a game. Okay, this one actually looks very pleasing. This looks like someone who knows what they were doing made the graphics for it. Interesting. Capstone. What was Capstone? Burn Time. Burn Time. It has lovely music. Crime Fighter. I think this one I've showed extensively in half a year ago. I think I've played this, or I think it was almost last year. It was around Christmas that I found this. So I'm not going to play this again, of course. I mean, Doom is always a staple, but I'm also not playing good old Doom. But it's nice to see how where this game, the other games that came out around Doom. So Crime Fighter, yeah, thank you, Kersey, for remembering. Domo. Okay, this is this Japanese or? I mean, Domo, it must be Japanese then. Love the logo, by the way. That's kind of cool. And Electroman, I've played the server version of this where it was called Electric Body or something. Yeah, I played this, the demo of this quite substantially. And this actually, I think this was a Czech or a Polish game back then, and they really started branching out from there. Monkey Business. Okay, this must be the international version. I love it. It looks like a clip art or something. European races. You know what? Let's try a racing game. It's been a while since I played a racing game. You know what? Maybe play one of the what's it called? Need for Speed ones. Something arcadey. No results. Oh, in 93. Apparently there was nothing in 93 for Need for Speed. So instead, let's say all. There we go. The special edition or the regular edition. You know what? Let's play the special edition then. Been a while since I played a racing game, so. And then, I recall one racing game that was called Have a Nice Day, and NICE was an acronym. So it was actually Have an NICE Day. And this was by a German developer. And you know what? Maybe if we have time afterwards, we can take a look at it. So, full screen, do you want to change? No. Okay, single player. Ooh, Electronic Arts. Lovely logo there. Ah, the lens flare is everywhere. Yeah, that's 1996. That's the future. If I recall, here the cars that they featured were the cars of some game developers there. I think the Lambo is the one from John Carmack even. Oh, that's so artsy. And so 90s. Oh, it's so cheesy. I love this. Need for Speed, presented to you on CD-ROM, interactive CD-ROM. And it has mouse support, that's something. Please enter name. Pixel, of course. So, we are the Ferrari against a Lambo. Head to head in the city.
From the tranquility of suburbia
Apparently.
to the pandemonium of the urban jungle, this route opens up with gentle freeway, winds its way into the bowels of the city's underground. Roads snaking everywhere, underpasses, overpasses, and concrete barriers, long winding tunnels.
What else? The coastal.
This route starts.
Let's try it in the coastal region. This looks nice. Okay, we will be utterly destroyed by this Lambo Diablo VT with our Ferrari 512. Oh, 512, that's a nice number. TR. Oh, look at these graphics. Okay, I probably need to shift. How do I shift? Okay, it's W. I think. I was looking on the upper screen there. Let's make it a little bit quieter. I was looking at the upper portion of the screen there and to see, oh, I'm not in neutral anymore. That's good. Was it really W? Okay, so with C I can change my viewpoint, but still... Oh! That's a puny horn. Got in the car without knowing how to drive. That's good old pixel prophecy. So I'm still here in neutral. And apparently... Okay, it's A. Y. Okay, I'm in third gear now. Is this the Yes, the patrol car. I wanted to say the petrol car. But we're too fast for the petrol car. Is this the Lambo again? No, this is just some random person. I have to say, this is kind of impressive when it comes to what you usually have there with DOS games and really the feeling there of speed. This is kind of neat. Also, the track is kind of nice. Yeah, the cops caught up with me. Yeah, not the good. I still haven't quite figured out how to shift, because with A I'm only switching to first gear, but then I have to hit S for the next one. Also, the sound of the patrol cars, it reminds me of Ignition. It's a later game, but where it feels like where you race toy cars. Come on, Jeep, get out of my way. But the graphics are kind of nice. I want to say something nice about the music, but I'm not sure if I can, because I can't really hear it. Okay, I'm in first gear now. Why am I not? Oh. Apparently, if they overtake you, I have to slow down. I cannot switch. Okay, so I only have to shift once with A, and apparently that's it. Because then the shifting goes automatically. That's so weird. Finish! No, checkpoint. Okay, how close were we? Well, just we came in just a minute late. All good. All good. A for auto, probably. I think that's it. That must be it. M for manual, A for auto. Or it's because we're in an auto. Let's try a different thing here. So the menu, the sound effects, let's decrease the sound effects because I want to listen a little bit to the music. 16-bit stereo. Are we insane? Well, our hardware apparently can handle it. Graphic detail. Image quality high, far high. That's the highest setting that we had. Nice. Oh, okay, it was just a checkpoint. Okay, now I hit A, hopefully in time, so at least we can see our opponent this time around. But that's unfair, going with a Ferrari after a Lambo. No, 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 no. But I have to say, it really feels like the later Need for Speeds that I've played. Very crude version of it. It feels again like a PS1 horror edition of a racing game. But the music is so 90s. And look at those crummy pixels. It's very hard really to make out what is actually happening in the distance. But already we got landmarks and things that are happening at the sides of the road, which is kind of cool. This is what I've really liked about the early Need for Speeds is, well, not what I'm doing here, but that you could really, that there is something happening at the side of the road, and it's not just trying to, yeah, beat the opponent and when they are just hugging the ideal racing line. The music has also something very rich racery to it. But we're not as bad as last time. At least we still see the other car. Not physically in front of us, but at least on the minimap. Probably also helps to know the track, and yeah, everything feels a little bit stiff and stilted. Like I cannot go completely off track, or when I'm drifting it feels like I'm on rails or something. It's weird. Oh nice, a tunnel! Even with graffitis on top of it. Yeah, the coastal track here is not the easiest one, especially when I'm playing there on the keyboard. Yeah, but look at this. Somehow we caught up at least a little bit to the Lambo. But the track again is... It feels like the grass there at the sides is bouncing you back onto the track. Okay, at least we're not 1 minute behind, just half a minute. We could have done worse. So, average speed. Yeah, we are slightly slower than Drifter. But our top speed was much higher. Okay, then let's continue and see how bad it is for us here. If any of you are playing racing games, what camera perspective do you prefer? This bumper camera here, which has a super sense or conveys a super sense of speed, especially when you're hitting this road signs here, or the cockpit cam, or as I like to play it, I like to have it like this, where I'm slightly zoomed out so I can really see what my car is doing in the curves, and especially when I'm up against the oncoming traffic. This is really the camera perspective I prefer. Oh no, oh no! Oh, look at this trees. This is nice. At least the track is bouncing me back so that I cannot run into the trees. But I'm sure as Hellfire bounce or try to hit all the other cars that are there. But hey, I got a race to win, or at least come in second place. And I'm already late for second place. It is one-on-one. This is probably one of those tracks where you need to brake. Okay, top speed. This is really where the Ferrari shines. Of course, unless you're doing this. Yeah. I cannot go in reverse. Oh dear. Probably can, but I can't figure it out how to. Okay, Kersey says, third person behind car is nice, but mostly played Mario Kart is similar instead of ones like this. Yeah, makes sense. Also, Lego Races 1 and 2. I've never played Lego Races. Is Lego Races also a DOS game, perhaps? Okay, so audio-wise, what am I doing? Audio-wise, the music is really the best thing about this game. Okay, I have to hit A every time to switch to automatic. Cool, traffic jam there on the Serpentines. Yeah, this is one of those games where you really have to learn the tracks. But I can see some cool tricks there, graphics-wise, here with the shoreline. Okay, this is really a nasty curve there around the lighthouse. Oh dear. Oh dear. Number 1 is 99, so proper Windows, not DOS. Okay. Because maybe at some point when I have too much hard drive space, I will get the WinExo package. I don't think it's as huge as the DOS one. Where, I mean, but combined you probably have then 1 terabyte. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, this is funny. The Planet of the Apes homage. Okay, that was funny. Yeah, I wasn't too good on this. On the coastal track.
You've got a top 10 time for this track.
At least something. Okay, I want to try something else out. What cars do we have? A Mazda, an Acura, a Toyota Supra Turbo, Porsche, a Porsche. You know what? I love me a Corvette. The yellow Corvette has usually been my favorite car in these kinds of racers. So let's go the Corvette against the Corvette and the Alpine, Rusty Springs, Autumn Valley. You know what? Autumn Valley sounds very pleasing. So let's do one more race in Autumn Valley. Oh, look at this. Is this New England? Okay, I really wonder now how differently the Corvette steers compared to the other car. But the graphics, like I said, are very nice, especially considering what they had to work with. So in Lego Races, you get to build your own cars. I mean, that's the whole appeal of Lego, right? Oh dear, I'm easily distracted. And with the Corvette, I'm already a little bit worried that it just starts to brake in the corners. So I'm taking them a little bit too cautiously, perhaps. But it's kind of stable, actually. Okay, should I try not to be too fast in the curve? Apparently, I was too fast for this curve. But I never break in racing games, especially not in these kinds of arcade racing games. Ah, okay, so we're racing a couple of laps here. I thought this was one of those tracks that just have a start and an ending and not going in a loop or something. But apparently it is a loop. Interesting, with Need for Speed I always think it's like these gauntlets instead of running in circles. Which is okay, but I prefer it if it's just one long track with different landmarks. Okay, hugging here the apex of the corner. I don't think I can win this, but at least I'm not doing too badly. Probably because there is no police. And no oncoming traffic, of course. So yeah, this is where you usually should brake. Or at least not accelerate like I'm doing here. So just easing off the accelerator, and that was good enough. Okay, lap 3 of 6. Let's see if I can actually make it and keep my advantage here. Have any of you played the original Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo previously? Or at least recently? Because when you look at it nowadays, especially on a big screen, everything is like here. It's just colored pixels that flicker about in the distance. It's very hard to make out where you're actually going or what your opponents are doing and where they are. Oh, look, I got overtaken by myself again. Yeah, it's just a big mud of pixels. It's like a storm of blocks playing Mario Kart nowadays. But back then this was state-of-the-art graphics. Also here, I mean, this is running in Super VGA, so that's 640 by 480 pixels compared to VGA, which was 320 by 200 pixels. So just easing off the gas, and it was not enough. Okay. Maybe I should stick to the inside of the curves then. Ah, dear. But the quality of the music is actually surprisingly good. I mean, it's very 90s, but I mean, this is what you get. Contemporary music when you play this kind of game. Okay, but I'm better. I'm getting... Oh dear, I just wanted to say I'm getting acquainted with the track. And this was the moment where I thought, hey, wasn't there a very sharp curve at this point? Yes, there was. And I completely fell into the trap. So I don't think I can win this anymore. And also 6 laps is quite a stretch. But at least the New England vibe is there. And it helps me to learn the track, or memorize at least some of it. And also I wonder, is there rubber band physics? Well, it's rubber band physics doesn't make any sense. Rubber banding with my opponent. Because I caught up with them. Surprisingly well, which, judging from my driverly mistake prior, I don't think would be possible. Okay, at least this time the curve Okay, I'm not saying I can still win this, but at least I get the feeling that it might be possible. If I stick there to the insides of the curves and not get dragged out too much. But yeah, I mean, at least we almost always could see our opponent, which last time we couldn't. Yeah, this is not possible anymore, but very close, very close. I'm content with being close second within... Oh, that was not the final lap? Oh dear, I thought this was already the final one. Okay, well then I have to run the final lap. I want to say maybe we can still win this, and this is usually the point where I make a grave driving mistake, and then there's that. Like this curve here, I never know how to tackle it properly. Yeah, there he's losing some speed and I'm not. And yeah, this was a mistake. I thought I could use them as a bumper in the curve, but yeah. Anyway, Martijn, hello. We're just playing good old Need for Speed. Exactly, yeah. I'm just losing. I'm losing it. Look at us. Well. Lap times. Anyone interested in my lap times? Yeah, me neither.
Congratulations. You've got a top 10 time for this track.
At least I'm better than Silver Spider and Vigilante, but not as cool as Davinator and the Alpha Dog. My god, this is... That's so 90s. Amazing game, honestly. And Martijn spent the last days playing Road Trip Adventure. Yeah, for the PS2, I saw your toots. This feels so raw compared to any other racing games that I've played back in the day. Well, not back in the day, but I love here the amount of different tracks that we have. I mean, this is, I think, the expanded version already, but I wanted to show people or anyone who still might be watching the Have a Nice Day game. So where is it? Have a... No? Is this not a known game? Because I don't know when it came out. Let's go with Day. D-Day, Jazz Track Rabbit Day. Okay. Apparently Have a Nice Day is not part of this insane collection then. Or maybe because it was it could be a Windows 95 game. Just let me quickly check. Have a N-I-C-E Day. Game, not the song by, what is it? Bon Jovi. Yeah, there we go. It was 1997. For Microsoft Windows. Okay, then of course it makes sense that it's not part of the DOS game thing. But I recall the most vivid thing I recall about this game was that the credits screen was essentially just a rendered video, and it was rendered in 3D Studio, so pre-recorded, and you could see just the desk of the game developer with some diskettes and the keyboard and some cigarettes in the ashtray, and you could hear the developers talking, and it was German. So they said, hey, have you compiled it already? And yes, yeah, I'm still working on the track. And then it would fade in and would fade out, and you would see even more cigarettes and more dirty dishes around, and as soon it would just deteriorate from there. And also what you would hear. Have a Nice Day game credits scene. If there is such a video, because again, or is it an intro? Yeah, again, it was from a German developer, and yeah, back then we played this. Kersey sees A Day of the Tentacle. Yeah, I also do, and I also love that if you look at the Jazz Jackrabbit and Day of the Tentacle, I mean, green and purple apparently is a vibe. But what I see here is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And so far, I've never seen or played a Terminator game until the one from Teon a couple of years back that was any good. Terminator 2 Chess Wars? Really? Apparently, they made a battle chess just with Terminator characters. I mean, let me click it and show you what I find. I mean, look at this. Isn't this goofy? Where you have the king and the queen as exos, or in this case, endoskeletons. It looks pretty shitty, I have to say. Okay, Martijn played the PS2 game at the original resolution, but later I figured out you could have rendered it at 1080p. It looks great, honestly. This is the funny thing with especially PlayStation 2 era games, where when you play it in high resolution, I mean, if you get used to the texture resolution, most of them, when it comes to topology and geometry and the meshes, most of them look actually kind of good. Oh, Hacker 2. Has anyone played the Hacker game? I've played this on the Commodore 64, and this, looking at it in CGA, looks atrocious. Day of the Viper. What in God's name is this? It's from Accolade. And how does the game look? Oh, okay. It looks a little bit like the Hacker game then. Viper Online, Floor Zero. It could be Hacker. So, Martijn, anything that you suggest in terms of DOS games? Because I got 7,666 here. This is my go-to for the DOS Game Club, by the way. Have you played Street Rod? Oh, the one from, was it Hollywood Dreams or California Dreams? Street Rod. Apparently, it still is here in glorious EGA. Yeah, I never was into the tuning of the cars because I know too little about the cars and didn't have fun. And also the racing, it looked a bit too hard for me because the things steered like tanks. So much more of a, I would say, arcade racer style. But the graphics was very good for that. Again, it's just EGA graphics and you wouldn't know it just from looking at the screenshots there. California Dreams, that's the one. 2, not so much. Yeah, look at the screenshots. Yeah, I remember the garage. I mean, this was already a game for the DOS Game Club, right? Yeah, I didn't have fun with it. How about After Dark? Interesting. After Dark. No, I don't need advanced search options. Thank you. Okay, apparently After Dark. Is this a game? We got here After Age Warrior. Oh dear, this looks like a dead project, right? But I mean, we got dinosaurs, fire-breathing dinosaurs with swastikas who apparently had a dinner of choppers. This is quite something. Martijn says, yeah, we did with DOS Game Club. It's one of my favorites. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Is it a swastika on a T-Rex? Apparently, I don't think it's a swastika on a T-Rex. Who would put a swastika on a T-Rex? It's a swastika on a raptor. Yeah, and apparently it's also pooping something with fire there. Time after time. Yeah, no. just no. Twilight 2000. Okay, this looks slightly better, but not by much. Okay, but it's marketed by Microprose. It's not produced, published, or anything. It's just marketed by Microprose. Also, yeah. A role-playing aftermath of World War III. No, thank you for that. I already have Fallout. Martijn says, my go-to DOS chill game is Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Oh, I've heard good things about this. My problem with it is I've never really got into it. But yeah, the number 2 is the best one. Yes, you can quote me on this. Number 2 is the best one. But I think once you're into the game mechanics, for me, a chill game like this is Into the Breach, because it also kind of looks like it. It's not the hex fields, but it has the same thing. It's super tactical, but once you have a back, not a back catalog, you have all the game mechanics at the back of your head. It really becomes something that you can play chilled. But yeah, you said it's not too difficult. You know what? Never played it before. Still got. Oh, it's already midnight. Okay, maybe next week. Martijn, are you here next week on Saturday? Because then I want to give it a try. Right now, all I want to is a very short and sweet. In German, we have the word Betthupferl. It means something afterwards you jump into the bed. Okay, Thexder. It's great to have you here, Martijn, because the DOS prowess present. Thexder. Oh yes, this looks good. I think. Oh, and the font is the Stop D font. Okay, this looks good. Firehawk. Yeah, I think I've seen this on somewhere on the PC 88. Let's install Thexder and see how far I fare. And would you like to change the graphics? No. There we go. Should we play with Tandy? You know what? I treat you to the VGA version. Do you have a joystick? Yes, in the basement, but not present. Oh my god. Mach 3. Is this Bach that we're listening to? Yeah, VGA, apparently it's... Okay, so it's the demo mode. Okay, when I hit space, the thing is shooting by itself. Apparently at the closest thing. Oh dear. This looks so Japanese. It also sounds Japanese. Okay, I can jump. I didn't know this. Also, the scrolling is super fluid with 8 pixel tile scrolling. Okay, I love the VGA version. You wouldn't think it's VGA. Okay, so apparently I shouldn't have dropped here, but at least the jumping is very forgiving. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. It's really interesting because I cannot really aim at something. The thing is just aiming by itself, and which helped me recover energy. But of course I'm using up energy when I'm shooting. Interesting mechanic. Is this really the way I'm supposed to be going? Because I don't think so. But again, the jumping is out of this world, and I think this is even moon jumping. So I think we took care of most of the enemies at this point. There we go. No! Is this one of those where the fuck do I go games? Okay, got some health back, I think. Leap of Faith, the game. Okay, this probably looks like a boss arena. Oh dear. Okay. Good old kiting and... Okay, not so bad. This wasn't too bad. Okay, good. When this happens again, I would just run again. Okay, it's playing like an MMO. Kite the enemies and then one after the other pick them off. Oh no, my energy. is dwindling. Oh, I can turn into a fighter jet. Wow, I completely missed that one. This is so Japanese. Okay, I am pressing down, and when I press left or right, I turn again. So all I can do is press up. Ah, this is so weird. It's so clunky. Look at this. And I cannot get through here. Okay. I cannot get through here. I have to jump and mid-jump press down again, but when I'm at the apex of the jump, so that I turn right when I can. Okay. So I need these shields here. Okay, I'm at 44%. Okay, so the game really expects me to go there. Okay, this is good to know. Too soon. My god, this is so clunky, but in a good way somehow. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. So I hope the level is over soon, because I'm over soon. Level 1 completed. Thank you, game. Oh, good. I hope, yeah, my shield and energy has been restored, and we're here in the next one fighting, I don't know, more candy wrappers. Molecules of candy wrappers. Yeah, the homing is very unusual, I feel. Thank you, Martijn, for recommending me this atrocity of game design. This doesn't look good. Come on. No, 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 oh damn it. This hurts. Okay, I will just see if I can go through here. That is a wild game indeed, Kersey. Also, the music is an acquired taste, I would say. Oh my god, it's so clunky. Oh my god. Oh my god. Game over. Just shield off. Game over. Okay, it was presented by Sierra Online, Game Design, Godai and Uesaka. Makes sense. Synergistic Software Inc. And programmer was John P. Conley. Okay, and the music also by H. Godai, who also made the game design. Yeah, the Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven. That's the sound where that sounds familiar. And game concepts by Game Arts Co. Limited. Thexder. Nope. What a weird game. And how can I quit it? Good old little X. Oh wow. But, okay, Martijn says it was only imported by Sierra Online to be published in the US, but it's developed in Japan. Really? Only it was developed in Japan? I would have never guessed. Also designed in Japan, and yeah, the entire thing, I mean, it's essentially it's a Transformer Gundam, right? It's very Japanese. Again, this is probably why I said I've seen this on the PC 99 or something, because it's so weird. But I love it. I love it. thank you for thank you for subscribing. Thank you for recommending, for suggesting it. Wow. And I think with that, me and the unicorns say thank you for everyone who joined me in looking at DOS games that I've never played before and never seen before. And there is more to come in DOSember. Next week on Saturday is my next streaming date. Yeah, I'm lacking the words after whatever this game was, because also my brain only scrolls in 8x8 pixel chunks. Martijn says, this is really not a VGA game at all. It's from 1985 or something. I think it needs just to run in VGA. I mean, I'm also currently making a little post-mortem of my DOS game that I wanted to make for DOSember that essentially looks like an EGA game but requires an Pentium 4 and a VGA card because it's so horribly programmed. And I have a feeling that perhaps maybe this also is something along those lines where to be ported, maybe it was just written in some high-level language or higher-level language, and then it's just running emulated. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, oh, look at this. This game has 4 and a little something stars, whereas Firehawk, that feels like it's the same game has just a little over 2. Okay, wow, this really I do not want to try this because I mean it looks kind of similar, but my guess is that probably the porting to the PC was done poorly. Oh, Martijn knows more about it. Sierra did some patches to make it run on the Tandy. That's the that's okay. Interesting set of games today. Lies, Cursiboo. Yeah, thank you. I hope some of the games, apart from, of course, Dinotopia, you have also not seen yourself or not played yourself. Again, I can... Martijn, I don't think you were here when I recommended the... I will do it again. This beautiful collection of 7,666 DOS games that is the eXoDOS. There we go again, the eXoDOS collection. And you can get it here from this beautiful site. All you need is a torrent loader, probably half a week of good internet speed and about 800 gigabytes of hard drive. And then again, probably an hour to unpack everything. And then all you need to do is just run the launcher. And yeah, no, this was my DOS. No, this was not the launcher. This was just my personal DOS box where I usually had the games in there. So again, this will be probably my go-to for the DOS Game Club because it feels like all the DOS games are in there pretty much. And it's not just the games, but if you have something like where there is a little bit more to it, let's go with Ultima, not Ultimate something. But yeah, let's say here Ultima 1, when you right click, you have here file management, and here I think in the game folder or media, there it was, you have the manual, you have all sorts of additions that come with the game, like the hint book or something. And it's a wonderfully nice compiled little big catalog where essentially it's a one-stop shop, and you just right click, say install, and then you can maybe configure it however you want to. Or apparently here you can see with Ultima 1, here with the English extras, there we have it, the coins and the bag, the maps, all as PDF files. And when you need the reference card, you can just open it right there with the DOS box running in the background. So it's really kind of neat. So again, this makes it much easier to configure and install DOS games, because Realms of the Haunting, that's funny, because this is what I recently got via GOG to play, because it's also something that I've never heard of before, and I've heard is pretty good, and I want to try out myself. Anyway, again, I'm getting carried away. I'm just so happy to be playing some good old games that I've never played before. And I feel like just looking at the videos that all come with this collection, Martijn, there's also a video folder with 30-second clips for 4,638 games. So as a game jammer, if you're probably at some point you might be stuck for inspiration or ideas, just click some random videos there and try to figure out what is going on, and maybe it inspires you with some game mechanics. So I think this will be my secret weapon with the next Ludum in case I cannot come up with an idea. It's just maybe there's something in there in those weird Japanese PC-98 games or something. Pretty much all the major DOS games, says Martijn. Realms of the Haunting is pretty cool. Yeah, right. I've played the first level, what was it? The mausoleum something. It's once, I mean, you need to get used to the thing that it's an adventure, but still feels a bit like Rise of the Triad, where it's also a 3D shooter, and you can stop and then you can interact with your cursor when you need to click something, and then you switch over to the shooting mode, and then you run and shoot with the cursor. It's really weird. I love how quickly it becomes insane. Yeah, this was at first I thought, ooh, it's a little bit like Myst, where you explore this weird mansion, and after like 20 minutes of exploring the weird mansion, suddenly you're fighting weird golems in a big vast underground city and 3 temples, and it feels like Proto Quake or something, but it still comes around and becomes the adventure part again with some very good FMVs. This is about Realms of Haunting. What really surprised me is with FMV full motion videos. I mean, many of us who played back in the day some of these interactive movies, it feels like actors who are clearly shot against a blue screen or green screen, lit rather flat, and then the background has been punched in and it really shows. And with Realms of the Haunting, whoever made the decisions of how to stage things, this was someone with a cinematic eye. They really knew, okay, I want a light source that is bright red there from the background, and we will also have this in the 3D background then. So it feels very much integrated, the actors, and also they are that bad as they usually are. So it's quite a good and cinematic thing. Of course, the resolution and compression is super crummy, but still it's really something that I wasn't prepared for with Realms of the Haunting. So this is Pixel Prophecy's quote. No, it's not a quote. It's a recommendation of the week. Realms of the Haunting, something DOS horror. Martijn says it's a normal house for maybe 10 minutes and then it's lava and monsters. Exactly, yeah. And then it's time travel and other dimensions. It just keeps getting crazy and crazy. Yeah, I'm still not at the time travel. I only know there's a big sarcophagus, and I have a feeling, yeah, we will going into ancient Egypt with even more strange things happening, and then it will be a game like Power Slave or something, which also has good music, by the way. But yeah, I'm not sure if I will finish it, because it feels a little bit like a chore. Like the first person shooty segments are pretty drawn out, because I was looking forward to something that again was a bit more like Myst and more of an adventure game, and then it became a full-on shooter, and as you said, lavas and lightning bolts and enemies, and what also weird as a control scheme. Anyway, right, thank you everyone. As always, I do not know how to end things and end streams, but maybe today, since it's DOSember, I will try now to raid someone, because my Twitch Wrapped, or whatever it's called, reminded me that in the entire year of 2025, I raided like 6 times, and this is not something, the Twitch Recap apparently it's called, that is not something that you can have. So I will see if anyone that I know is doing a DOSember. Bob Ross, why aren't you doing a DOSember? I'm very disappointed. And we have Dr. Docs, or no, Dr. CDCS apparently, is playing games from the DOSember Game Jam hosted by M. Foolery. So that sounds super nice. Already got 90 viewers. Then we got Becoming a Rail Baron in Railroad Tycoon. Railroad Tycoon, another Sid Meier game that I thought I would love, like Civilization, but it never clicked for me. I kind of hate this game. So are you into railroads and railways in EGA with wonderfully fiddly mechanics, or do you want to see new old retro DOS games? Martijn says it's not very puzzly, a little bit. Yeah, Realms of the Haunting. Kersey says already buys. I also say thank you, Kersey, buys. And you know what? I will send you over to Dr. CDCS. and they're playing apparently the Incredible Machine Challenge. Okay, then Martin says Railroad Tycoon is great, but only if you first spend all your money and then go $4 million in debt and the variable overflows and you have 4 million in pro. Oh, good old variable overflows. At the time when this was still possible. Martin, you probably know your shit. I followed the manual diligently because the tutorial is in the manual and you have to follow. I mean, you load up the tutorial scenario and then look into the manual and follow it line by line. And after half of it, I really thought, this is no fun. It's for people who enjoy the most when they play SimCity. For them, the most interesting part is traffic management. And this is another aside now. For me, exactly the same thing with Cities Skylines. People said it's so much better than SimCity, but I detest traffic management. At a certain point, it's just everything is congested, myself included, probably when I'm playing this. So yeah, not having that much fun. So instead, again, I will send you over to Dr. CDCS playing Incredible Machine levels or games. So I will try this now and see if I understand how to raid. Raid browser. No, raid Dr. CDCS, unrecognized command, because I typed it incorrectly. Raid browser. Fine, then open up the raid browser. Raid channel. Following search and filter. I'm new at this. Hi, this is my first day as a streamer. God, it's not, and this is so sad about it. DOSember. There we go. Okay, hopefully someone else comes up. Oh, Master of Magic or console and arcade ports to DOS. First-ish playthrough of it doesn't show me. Blind run. Episodio numero uno. Probably not what you want. And unless, of course, I'm just the only one who's not fluent in Spanish. You know what? DOSember, Master of Magic. This, I've heard, is a good game. It's the stream is from TransK, apparently an amateur VTuber with 11 viewers. And I will just drop by and, oh, apparently it's a husky with a crown. It's weird, but you know what? Let's start the raid, and I say thank you, everyone, and maybe all of us meet someone new. And yeah, hope you have a wonderful time this week. And with that, I say thank you, see you next week, and have a wonderful week until that then. And then it's closer to Christmas, and which means, of course, more gingerbread for all of us. Take care, and bye-bye. All right, and I will stop this streaming now. Hello, everyone watching this on YouTube. I also wish you, and especially you there, also a wonderful week. Bye-bye.